in this lesson, we are going to talk about the forecast sheet, which is under the data. Now, what is forecast sheet? Forecast sheet is used to create a new worksheet to predict the data trends. Remember that in the previous lesson in the visualization, we have talked about the trend line. We are using the trend line to predict the value of a data trends, such as for stocks. Now in this lesson, we are going to talk about the new feature forecast sheet that is available for Excel 2016. Here we have a hypothetical stock price until 2018 September from 2017 January. This is a monthly data. You can see that this is increased by month. Now we have the stock price here. Now to create a forecast sheet, let us first highlight the data we have and go to the forecast sheet, click on it. Now this is the forecast sheet. We have a monthly data being plotted in the blue line. This is the existing data, and the orange line represent the forecast data. So the thick line is the forecast data, and the thin line is the lower, this is the lower confidence bound, and this is the upper confidence bound. We'll be talk about what is confidence bound later on. And let's say if we want to have a longer forecast period rather than until 2019 March, which is a 6-month period, we want it to until 2020 March. So this is the longer period of forecasting, and we expand the options to see what are other things we can do here. Now we can set the forecast start date, so let's let it be like from September, and the confidence interval. So this is about how many percent of the future data will be lie in this confidence bound. Now we have 95%. So let's say if we want 50%, the confidence bound will be tighter because we only need 50% of the data to stay within this bound. Now 98% is a very high confidence level, and those real future data value has a 98% chance of staying inside the lower confidence bound and upper confidence bound. And for the seasonality, we can detect automatically or we can set manually. Now the season here will be a 1-year period, so we can set it to 12. Now after setting to 12, you can observe that it is able to capture the season feature within the data, and we have a better seasonal feature here. So what is seasonal feature? Seasonal feature meaning that at different season in 1 year, like March or like June, it can be a bullish or a bearish market. So we are able to capture the season feature if we know the period of the time we try to capture. 1 year is a good seasonal interval for stock. So for this blue line, we are allowed to have missing value because in the forecast worksheet, it allows us to infer those missing value using the existing value. So we are able to infer those missing value using interpolation or zeros. I'll be showing you this later on. And let's create the chart. Now you will see that the chart will be created using a new worksheet. And this is the graph we see just now. And this is the price. This is the existing price. Now this is the new price that we have. So this is the forecast price, which is the thick line, and this is the lower confidence bound, the lower thin line, and this is the upper confidence bound, the upper thin line. For the September 15, this is already known, so the confidence lower and upper is the same. But from here onwards, you will start to deviate. And let's go back to the original sheet to observe about what if we have some missing value. For example, we have the value missing for February. Let's delete it. So let's highlight the values and go to the forecast sheet. Now let's set it to 2020 also, and let's have the seasonality set to 12. Now we have the value missing at the February of 14, 2017. But the value will be able to be interpreted using the value from March and January. Now we can fill the missing value using interpolation, which is the way I described just now. We can also make it zeros. And when you set it to zeros, it will suddenly drop to 0 and go back to the March values. So the forecast sheet are able to help you to handle missing values using interpolation. Now let's undo it so we have the February data and go to the forecast sheet again by highlighting the data here. Now, aside from having this line chart, we also have the bar chart. And in this bar chart, you are able to see the same information, but it's just that it is using a bar to represent it. The blue line is still using for the existing data, and the orange line this is used for the forecast data. And this black line represents the lower confidence bound, which is here, and the upper confidence bound, which is here. Same information, just that it is using the bar chart to represent it. Now we are setting using the default values and click create. We are able to have a new worksheet, but with the bar chart rather than a line chart. This is it for the forecast sheet.